Hi, this is Muhammad Nadeem Chaudhry and you're watching InfoHub.
This is the story of Salahuddin Ayyubi, or better known in the Western world as Saladin. Chapter 1. A small weak boy. Tikrit, 1138. Help! Help! He's going to kill me. Hearing the screams, Shirkuh ran through the dark streets of the town. Suddenly he came around the corner of a building. A soldier was holding a knife to a woman's neck. Her eyes were wild and afraid. Shirkuh didn't stop to think. In a minute, the two men were fighting for the knife. In another minute, the soldier was dead, his blood bright red on the ground. Late that night, Ayub heard a soft knock at the door. It was his brother Shirkuh asking for news. The baby hasn't come yet. The mother's having a bad time. The father looked at his brother. Why are you hurrying? Ayub. I've just killed a man by mistake, but I was angry. Shirkuh. Why did you do this? It'll be difficult for us here in Tikrit. The man's family will make trouble. I couldn't stop myself. While I was coming home, a woman called out for help. A soldier was going to kill her. I didn't want to hurt him. It was an accident. But now Governor Zengi says that all our family must leave at once or we'll be in danger. Oh, Shirkuh. You're a fighter. You're stronger than most men. But when you're angry, you stop thinking. It's always been this way, but I can't leave until the child arrives. Just then they heard a cry. Ayub hurried away to the women's side of the house. What news? He asked his sister. Good news, thank God. The child is born. But look at him. He's very small and weak. I don't think that he'll live through the night. The mother too is very ill, she said. There's nothing to be done. We must go now. Ayub held his new son. I'll call you Yusuf because you must find a new life away from where you were born, like the Prophet Yusuf did in Egypt long, long ago. 6 years have passed and now Ayub is living in Baalbek and the year is 1145. Ayub had to move here after Governor Zengi ordered them to leave Tikrit after the death of that man. Please tell us the story again. Please. The three brothers were with their father, Ayub, in the garden of his fine house in the old town. Turan Shah, the oldest boy, was next to his father. Yusuf, now 7 years old, held Aladil, the baby, in his arms and sat as near as he could to listen. Ayub smiled and began. 6 years before our Yusuf here was born, I was near the river Tigris catching some birds for your mother to cook for dinner. Suddenly, I saw a man on the other side of the water. He was having trouble running. He had blood all over his face and clothes, but he still carried his sword. Behind him I could see many soldiers riding fast horses. I thought quickly. Near me was a small fishing boat. I jumped in and pushed it across the river with a long stick. Just then, the soldiers started to get near the water. I called to the man and helped him into the boat. I pushed the boat quickly into the river while the soldiers started shooting at us. Arrows hit the boat, but with God's help we weren't hurt. At last we got to the other side. Dirty, wet and tired, we ran back home. Your mother and sisters cooked us a wonderful meal that we enjoyed silently. The next morning I learned the name of my guest. It was the great Zengi himself. His army lost the battle the day before and all his soldiers were dead or prisoners. He wanted to hurry back to Mosul to make sure that the town was safe, so I gave him new clothes and my best horse. Riding away, he said, I'll never forget your help and will always be a true friend to you and your family. What was the horse like, father? Asked Yusuf. All you think about is horses, Yusuf, said Turan Shah. He was the brother of the wind. It's good to give with open hands. Zengi has been our friend since then. I'm governor of Baalbek and we're safe and comfortable here because of him. Now after 7 years have passed, Ayub is now living in Damascus, capital of Syria, in the year 1152. Yusuf, you must come now. It's time to go to school. Oh, Aladil, I don't want to go. Look at my horse, Anid. I don't know why Turan Shah says that he's bad. He's going to be very good at polo. He always knows what to do. The boy of 14 rode quickly up to the ball with the stick in his hand. He hit it hard and sent it flying over to his brother. Al-Adil stopped the ball with his foot. Father says that you're the best rider of all of us, Yusuf. That's why, when Turan Shah couldn't do anything with the need, Father gave the horse to you. But you must go to school or you'll be in terrible trouble. Don't forget what Father said the last time that you were late. Yusuf jumped down from his horse's back and took him back to the house. Then he ran as fast as he could for school. The old teacher looked up angrily when Yusuf hurried into the room. He was very late. You'll have to stay this afternoon to do all the work that you've missed, boy. Yusuf sat next to Turan Shah. Where are we? He asked. Turan Shah showed Yusuf the words in the Holy Quran that the boys were reading. It's the story of the Prophet Yusuf and how his brothers left him in the desert because they didn't like him. He smiled, not very kindly. Stop talking and learn. The teacher's stick hit both boys. It hurt. Turan Shah cried out, but Yusuf said nothing. What am I going to do with you, Yusuf? Said his father later that day. Your teacher tells me that you're clever and quick to learn, but that you're never at school. I know that you're always with the horses, but you're not a child anymore. You must learn to be a man and a soldier. I'm going to send you to my brother Shirkuh. You know that now he's an important general working for Zengi's son, Nuruddin, up in Aleppo. Can I take Anid with me? No. Since we came to Damascus you've only played. Now you must work. Get ready. We leave in an hour.